Hey, y'all. Come on in. Thank you for tuning in to Life with Cindy Renee. I hope everybody is having a super Sunday. I know that I am. I just wanted to make this video. I've been meaning to make this video. I wanted to share a story about something that happened to me back in, I believe it was in 2020. So during this time, life happened, like life has happened to all of us, and I was going through a really rough time financially. So I decided that I needed to do a downgrade. I was living in a really nice neighborhood. I was living in more of a like luxury apartment, really nice neighbors. Nobody was bothering me. Everything was super clean. Landlords were nice. Maintenance was on point. But unfortunately, I had to make the decision to a downgrade. So normally when I make a decision on doing something like going to a restaurant, or moving somewhere, or um product that I want to buy, I love to go to Google to do reviews to see what people are saying. But in this case, I did not, and I wish that I would have because it would have saved me a lot of time and saved me from a nightmare. I can smile about it now, but back then it was nothing funny and it definitely wasn't anything to laugh about. Okay. So before I hop in to my story, make sure you like this video and share this video, subscribe. If it's your first time on my channel, thank you for stopping by. I hope that you come back again. Um, so let's get into it. So I found this apartment complex. That had rent that would fit into my budget at the time. My plan was to, stay there for a year, save up, get myself back together so I could, move out, just move on. So like I said, I didn't do a Google review. Worst mistake ever. Won't do that again. Um, and so I talked to the landlord. She seemed like she was okay. She seemed like she was okay or whatever. So, she told me about the apartment. She let me see the apartment. So I went in, I saw the apartment. Of course, the apartments were older. I wasn't really concerned about that. The apartment looked, it looked decent. It looked fine. Of course, I cleaned it like I wanted to clean it, up to my standards. And I decided that I was going to bomb the apartment, before I moved my furniture and everything in. That was something that I felt like I should do. So I went ahead and I did that. Moved into the apartment. I moved in. It was like a week before Thanksgiving, I believe it was, or a few days before Thanksgiving. So it pretty much was quiet when I moved in. I didn't see any neighbors just standing all out loitering, or I didn't hear any music or anything like that. I'm like, okay, cool. This seems like this would probably be, a pretty cool place to stay, for for a year. Mind you, when I was younger and coming up, I want to say I was like in middle school. The apartments were called something else. Same location, but the apartments were called something else, and I stayed out there for a little while with my mom, and it was actually nice out there back then. But that was years ago. Okay, so they changed the name to what the name of is, and now I'm not gonna call out the name of the apartment. But so okay, I move in. So of course the tub, oh, I wasn't tripping or whatever. I cleaned it like I wanted to clean it, and I prefer taking showers anyway, so I went sitting down in the tub. Anywho, I took me some notes so that I could stay on task because I love taking notes so I don't forget and miss any points that I want to go over. So this apartment, I basically call this the Stuart Little apartment, Joe's apartment. If you don't know who Stuart Little is or who Joe's apartment is, you can Google it. Both of those were movies. Joe's apartment, he lived in a rundown apartment and it had talking roaches, okay? They talked, they smoked cigars, they played cards. It was crazy, and Stuart Little was about a mouse. Okay, so I moved into the apartment. Everything seemed like it was cool at first. Then I started to notice that the tub was leaking. And I'm like, okay, I call, for maintenance. She sent maintenance around or whatever. I'm looking down at my notes. If you see me look down, I'm looking down at my notes. I called up there. She sent maintenance around or whatever. So maintenance told me that it was because me and my daughter weren't closing the shower curtain. We probably weren't closing the shower curtain all the way. That's why the water was hitting the floor. Now, mind you, I'm a full grown woman. My daughter at the time was what, like 16? And you think we don't know how to close a shower curtain. So this is what he said to me, but he also claimed that he would order something called a splash guard to keep the water from coming out and hitting the floor. No, this tub was literally leaking. Um, I took pictures while I was in the apartment. I'm going to see if I'm able to like add the pictures to this video. I'm still new to editing and just, learning as I go. So I'm gonna see if I can somehow post those pictures into my video. Hopefully I can so you can see some stuff um that was going on. So the more I continued to, and they never did. He never came with a splash guard. So the whole while I was there, the tub leaked, and I literally had a mop that I would keep in the bathroom, and I would have to mop up this water that was on the floor, which really was ridiculous. As time went on, I could tell already that the tub, they literally had painted the tub. I didn't know why, but as time went on, I realized as I scrubbed and scrubbed and cleaned, that the reason why they painted the tub was to paint over mold. The tub had all of these mold, okay? They weren't concerned about it. The knobs had rusted. They painted the knobs on. The knobs were rusted. They were falling off. So I literally, every time me and my daughter had to take a shower, we had to put the knobs on and be able to twist them. The knobs fall off. You got to keep putting the knobs back on. It was, never have I experienced anything like that. Okay. During the summer months, our air was out almost the entire summer. I kept calling about the air. They weren't fixing the air. The landlord, she was always making excuses. Somebody said, "Oh, it's COVID going on. We can't come in your apartment." So we're supposed to suffocate in this apartment. It was hot. So I done went out and I done bought fans, to like blow and stuff. But it only did so much, and most of the time they was blowing out hot air. Um, so that was miserable. We're not even going to talk about the roaches. Um, Roaches. The longer I stayed there, it was like the worst the roaches got. And I don't care how much I cleaned and I cleaned and I cleaned. I had really nasty neighbors. Um, the apartment complex, the people wouldn't even dump trash in the dumpster. They would sit there and dump trash outside. I lived in one of those apartments where you walk into a door to go inside of a building. So we were all inside of a building together. So in the hallway, it would always be trash of potato chip wrappers, potato chips itself, just drinks, anything. They just had it thrown out. Okay, you can't keep anywhere clean when people are being nasty. And roaches travel. And unfortunately, they wanted to visit my apartment too. I don't do bugs. My daughter don't do bugs. It was horrible. It made my nerves bad. It had me, living in this apartment literally gave me anxiety. I had trouble sleeping at night. The neighborhood out there where I live, people were shooting all the time. Neighbors booming music all times of the night. The little bad kids that parents weren't watching them, they running around beating on your bedroom windows with sticks and knocking on your coming in the building, knocking on your door, taking off running, just doing all kinds of crazy stuff. You look outside, people sitting on your car looking crazy, like, why are you sitting on somebody's car? You didn't pay for this car. This car is not yours. I remember one time I went out to my car, it was in the summertime, and there was a half-eaten Snicker bar. Not lying to you. On my windshield. And I'm thankful that I went outside to my car when I did, because it would have melted. It was already melting a little bit, but it would have melted on my windshield. Like, what type of crazy foolishness is that? I really felt like I was a fish out of water. I felt like everybody who lived out there didn't care or didn't have any business about themselves. But I was the only one that did. And I know that has to be, I know it had to be some other people, maybe around the front or something, that had some sense like me. I don't know. But it was really insane. I even had came out once because I kept to myself. I didn't stand all outside and hang all outside like I seen my neighbors doing, standing outside with the music booming, being all loud, acting all rowdy. And I'm just not that. That's not me. I'm not built like that. I wasn't raised that way. I keep to myself. When I come outside, I speak to my neighbors. I smile. I go inside. I mind my own business. That's how I am. I don't do all the rowdy stuff. Okay. Um, I came out to my car one day and I remember somebody spit on my car. I don't know what it was about. Um, I even one day I had went and I had enjoyed a really nice dinner with my family, and I came home that night, went to bed, got up the next day. I knew I heard a car that night. Sounded like somebody had hit something. Little did I know, because my bedroom window sat where I could look right out into the parking lot. Little did I know it was my car. Okay, I go out to my car so I could go for my walk, because I used to like to walk the track to get my exercise in. So early that morning I get up, I go out to my car, and my tail light on the driver's side busted out. And I had like scrubs on the bottom part too. I was able to like actually wipe that off. Whatever car it was whatever color the car was on my car. I cried many a nights. I was praying to the Lord, Lord, help me. I really wanted to get up out of there, break the leaves. But I was like, I'm trying to do it the right way. I know why I moved. I know what I'm trying to do, but Lord, I don't deserve this. Why here? Why am I here? What in the world did I do to deserve to end up in a crazy hellhole like this? And then I never even forget, like I said, they never fix anything. And then my landlord was dingy, and just didn't care. Cause I remember one day during COVID, the kids, they were doing remote learning or whatever. So my daughter was at home. And I remember she liked to sit in the dining room at the dining room table to do her schoolwork. I'm back in my room or whatever. My daughter was like, Mama, come to the kitchen. I hear something like it's scratching. Like it's in the wall or something. And I'm like, what? So I go into the kitchen. She was like, just listen. And it sounded like something was, like it was scratching, like it was on the inside of the wall or something. It was very weird. And then eventually it moved and you could hear like the noises coming from the stove. And you heard like screeching. And I was like, oh my God, please tell me this is not like one of my biggest fears come true. It was a mouse. I called up to the rent office, and to talk to the landlord, and I'm telling her what we're hearing, and I believe that there is a mouse in my house, under the stove or whatever, and he's traveling, and she starts laughing. She thought it was hilarious. She's like, oh my God. I told her, because I was like, me and my daughter are scared. I don't know what to do. She said, well, oh my gosh. I really hope it's not a mouse, because we really don't want him to like die in the wall of any or anything, because that will leave a horrible smell. That's all this lady said to me. And then she gonna sit up and say to me, well, I mean, I can see if I can get maintenance to come around, see what they can do. Maintenance never came around. Never came around. Do you hear me? I was freaking out. I winded up calling my dad and was telling my dad what was going on. And my dad came and he did a little investigation, like under the stove and stuff like that. And come to find out, it was like a hole under the stove. With the mouse was coming up. Disgusting. So my dad got some of that, I think it's called decon stuff, and he started putting it down or whatever my dad was telling me. And he put some traps in my house, and he was like, this'll take care of it or whatever. And it actually did. But even after I knew that the mouse was gone, I still had so much anxiety. Like, I never really walked into that kitchen. And I had opened up all the cabinets. When I did walk to the kitchen, I wanted to be able to see everything. And I literally was ordering food for me and my daughter, because I was not trying to go into that kitchen and do anything. I was just trying to survive and make it the rest of the time that I had there, so we could get up out of there. I had already started looking at other places to go back. I didn't even care anymore. I really wanted to break the lease, but I just wasn't trying to do that, because I didn't want them to be able to have any negative things to say about me, even though I had all the negatives to say about them. I mean, it really was horrible. I ain't never seen that many roaches in my life. And I mean big ones. Big ones, small ones, baby ones, mean as I go, whatever size a roach come in. I pretty much believe that I saw them all living in a nasty, disgusting, filthy apartment. Mold was covering my ceilings in the bathroom. So you got people breathing in, like, it was insane. When I finally got up out of that apartment, out of that situation, I wrote a long Google review, because I don't want anybody else to have to go through what I did in that hellhole of a place. They really need to condemn that place. I can't believe that place is still around. And after I left, they actually had did a news report on it, because some ladies were complaining about their elderly parents who lived out there. One lady was saying that her granddad had not had, her dad had not had air for so long, and they had did the same thing. Had got him like fans and stuff like that to help him out. And then one of them was saying like her mom's floor was uneven in the bathroom, and that was like a tripping hazard. It was just horrible out there. I don't know if they're still open now. I pray to God that they're not. And I pray that I have helped save a lot of people from going out there. From the Google reviews that I did, I put the review on Apartment Finder. I put it on everywhere I seen that they had the apartment complex listed. I went up under there and I put my review, because they should be ashamed. Nobody should be living in those types of conditions. I don't care what type of walk of life that you come from. Nobody deserves to live in a place like that. And now I'm like, oh my God, I survived. Looking back, it just makes me even more thankful and grateful of the things that I do have and where I do get to live and how God has blessed me, because people really be going through some serious stuff. But I just wanted to share my story. Like I said, I hope that I can figure out a way to post like the pictures that I had or whatever. I do think I have the video. I'm gonna see like if I can play the video from my phone really quick and see if y'all can kind of see it. This was the bathroom. You can see the mold on the ceiling. Look, mold. It was just mold everywhere. I hope y'all can see this from my phone. And look at that. Look at the tub. Mold, the knob. I had to put it on all the time, like I said. Have to put just to turn the water on and off. I look back at this and I can't even believe that this is where I was. That you would have somebody living somewhere like this. Still falling from this thing right here. And y'all painted it up so somebody can move it. I'm pretty sure they did the same thing once I moved out. Just painted it, try to paint it back over and glue whatever, do whatever to make it look good. No, look at this. That apartment should have been $0 a month. I wouldn't even want my cat to stay in that apartment. You can see that was my mop. I don't know if you can see, but like it was the water on the floor. See that water? It just leak, and then you have to mop it up every day. I leave a mop in there. Crazy. Insane. Not the way people should have. Oh, it's disgusting. That is just looking back at that. I'm like, I cannot believe that I was staying there, or that anybody stayed in something like that. So I really hope that landlords and these companies get it together. These places are just out for money, greedy for money. It's ridiculous. Like, if you're not going to keep apartments up to par, if you're not going to remodel when you need to remodel, if you're not going to take care of the property, you don't need to be in management and you don't need to be in business. But that's my rant, y'all. And that's what I went through in that horrible nightmare of an apartment. Like I said, I'm thankful and I'm grateful that I am no longer there. Pray to God I never have to be in a situation like that again, and praying for others that are in a situation like that. Yeah, life is rough sometimes, but thank you all for watching this video. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.